Good morning. Today is a work on the backyard day, especially the goat area. They're my man. We have the misters on over his head so we can cool off while we're working. But we've got some yard pickup to do over here. And
Get on the sky.
Chris's. Sky, don't get up on that door. Chris is sanding the picnic table stuff for me. So that's over here too. And I got my new rocking chair. It's just not placed where we want it yet. So the goats are loose while we're doing some work. And they still have the plank over there they can get up on. So I'll be taking our little cart over to the compost. Take a little walk with me. Because some of the compost has broken down enough that I can... Oh, are you following? Some of the compost is broken down enough that it's good dirt now. And I'll show you why in a minute, because Jetta's being funny. We had taken this rolling log that's nice and unstable for them to roll on. They enjoy that instability. And we had taken this ladder, both of which had been in the pen, because we wanted to make room for a new toy over there. And they could play on this over here. Today, we took the igloo out from in the pen. And so they're not used to it being here. And they're not used to the distances between toys. And so that was hilarious. Jetta decided to jump from one to the other and just practically fell off. They like to drink out of this too. I just put some apple cider vinegar in it to help get rid of all this mossiness. Okay, anyway. That was a nice distraction, Jetta. Thank you. So walk with me some more here. So I'm going to get some compost from over in the far compost that has already broken down really well into dirt. Here's the big hole that the goats have made, digging up a place to lay down. And all along this fencing, the goats like to run and rub their backs and sides and heads all along the fencing, but it's just sand. Well, now it's sand and goat poop, so there's nice fertilizer there. But I'm going to lay a whole layer of compost made from their broken down goat poop and sand and hay. And when it breaks down, and the oxygen and the moisture, and you stir it up and stir it up, it kills off microbes and things like that in there that are any kind of dangerous, or plants that may come up, weeds. Kills all that off while it's in the compost pile and makes it more sterile for having dirt here that's not going to sprout up stuff unless a new seed is introduced on purpose or blows in or dropped in by a bird, whatever. So anyway, we're taking these planks and we're going to make a toy. And right now our plan is to sort of like put this board here on this side and this board here on this side, not attached in the middle, and it'll just be a low teeter-tottery type of thing that when they're on the sideboards, it'll drop to one side or the other, and they will have a good time with the instability of that toy. They will enjoy that when we're finished. But the carriage bolts we had to go through 2 of these at once were too short from what was provided, and we're just reusing something that was from another purpose, and we're making a goat toy out of it, so we need to get some carriage bolts to do that. We also moved our bridge. Instead of it being higher going to the far stump, we've made it lower just for fun, and I've got some carrot and apple up on there for them to chew on. They were eating it a little while ago. It's our manger hay. I'll show you in here. I like to get up here and lay down too, but this is for their hay. And then their water trough. I put the little duck in there that's weighted. Hopefully the wind moves it around a little wintertime to slow down that becoming ice. So maybe I won't have to break it up quite so much when the winter comes. It's not cold enough here in New Mexico to freeze that solid. It's a desert here. So this is my feed chute for treats. Originally that's what I put the celery and the apple pieces down in, and they were eating it up. And then I just took what was left and I dumped it upside down on the bridge, and they will eat that later. They'll probably wait till it dries out though. This was the last toy we made for them. They come up here and they lay on it like a platform. But all three like to get up there and romp and headbutt and make a bunch of clatter, and it's a lot of fun. The only bad thing about that is now I've got another little hole going on here from them pushing on it to rub, which is why we have the wood in the back so it doesn't bend the fence like this. And now I need to put some dirt that's been made from compost over here too against my brick floor, my little brick patio. And I'll put a little bit more mulch on this side when we're done too. They actually climbed this tree, by the way. If you scroll back in my playlist, you'll eventually see that, them climbing in the tree. We keep brushes here on these posts for them to rub their heads on. You can see it's pretty worn at this point. They've really enjoyed that. And this we just move around. It's just, 3-4 inches off the ground. Move it around. They like to get up on it. They like to be a little high. It's just something that goats enjoy. So, giving you just a little bit of an update here in the process of making the new toy. If you've watched my videos before, you've seen. Also under here is their original hay manger. Come in here so it won't be dark. The camera will adjust. This was our original hay manger, which is now too small. These were great holes for them to put little baby noses in. But they're slightly over a year old now, and now they can only stick their nose like that far. So they will put their feet up here and eat from the top now. And so we need to take this down and reconfigure this for their age. Make it age appropriate. And this side, this keeps rain and snow from getting in to this area. We made it before we made the lean-to, but it's still an additional safe area that stays nice and dry. This area over here right in the middle is always dry, no matter the weather, and always shady right in the middle. The shade moves, of course, but it's always shady in the middle and dry in the middle, no matter the season. But this is baking soda. Goats find that a necessity for their health. And this is their mineral. Goat minerals need to be goat specific because it's got things in there they can't get anywhere else in captivity. It's got salts in it too. But I do have a salt block, and you can see that they do like to lick the salt block too. But this is their main source of salt. And this is necessary. This is not. This is just extra. Because goats need more than just salt. They need some special stuff that's in goat minerals. So if you have goats, make sure you get that. This is my feeding window. So from the inside, I open that up and put the hay right into the chute. And see if I can see this. Chris has added up here some mesh to help keep rain and snow from coming in from that side, which is rare. It doesn't usually come from that side. It usually comes from the other side, but on the rare occasion it does. And the mesh also helps have lesser bugs. And you can see even here, we've got mesh at the top, low enough to help protect, but high enough that we don't bump our heads. Goats like to be on this table too, but I also like to sit on it. It's one of my favorite things to sit on. Here's their shed. It's just a hay shed. That's all that's really in it. And they're not over here right now. I'll show you real quick. If you haven't seen all my videos, this will all be swept out because I'll be getting new hay next weekend. I keep hay behind the door, stacked to about up here. Watch out, Sky, because of course they follow me as soon as I go somewhere. And this is my window to the other side, which is just so if I open both, I've got air coming through. But I've got a bag of goat minerals in the bottom. The top one, sometimes we'll have the boxes of the baking soda. Sometimes we'll have bags of treats. Right now I've got some diatomaceous earth that I've been using, and some, oh, thank you, Sky. You closed the door on us, buddy. That I've been using, and I may put the bag of diatomaceous earth in there, but anyway. And so this is where I put, a bale of hay when I'm going to feed them through the window into the hay manger. Got my nice little brush for sweeping everything off. Right now I've got the baking soda up at the top. I've got some goat hoof trimmers here. Hey, Zacchaeus. I keep their leashes here. They're color-coded to my goats. You can see their leash collar combinations are different color for each one. The flashlight I use at night out here, so I don't need lighting. Their favorite brush in the wintertime, nice and thick, goes through their coat. Right now it would scratch their fur, but come on, get out now. Get out now. Sky, come here. Get out now. Go on. Get out.
Jetta here, get out. Came running.
Hey, Jetta.
What do you do?
Always push on the door to make sure it is shut so they don't get in there, lock themselves in by accident. Okay, this is a long video today. This is a total walkthrough. I don't usually make them this long anymore. But you can see how we're updating the pen, what we have and what we're doing. And I just use this shepherd's crook for extra buckets for getting stuff done. I'll put my phone in a nice clean dry bucket when I'm running around out here so the goats can't damage it. I'll put treats up there until I'm ready to give it to them so they can't reach it. And it's also under the edge of this roof, which is at a slight slant. So on the rare chance that we get rain here in the desert, we will get water in those buckets, and that's reusable. Hey, Jetta. You can see they're pretty sure-footed, even on a slick surface. You gonna jump for me, Jetta? Doo-doo. Happy goat. So that's kind of where we're at right now. That's a little bit of an update. Things are going well. But it is very hot. We've had weather like a lot of southern states, especially here in the southwest. Well over 100 degrees. And you know, temperature is gauged through temperature reader, thermometer, so to speak, but that's not exactly what they use, in an enclosed, shaded spot. Well, when there's not shade, believe me, it's much hotter in the direct sun. The air temperature may be the same, but the heat on your head is much hotter than when you sit in the shade. So it's important to make sure here where we live that our goats have good shade, good water, good minerals to encourage them to drink more water, toys to play with. Thank you, Jetta, for showing us that toy. Just a little piece of a root, but they can pick it up and carry it around and play with it. They try to scratch their heads with it too. And we do use a lot of stumps. We don't buy them. We look on Craigslist to go pick up free wood frequently. Sometimes people have big old stumps, and we just, if we can find a way to manage it, we pick it up and bring it over because the goats love it. Dragonfly?
Yes.
Got a dragonfly over there.
Good luck trying to get it.
No, it won't. You guys won't be able to see it because it's moving around too much, but that's our goats, and that's our update. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to get back to work after I sit in the wonderful mist for a while. And where's Zacchaeus? We'll get one more look at Zacchaeus. Oh, he's behind me. There's Zacchaeus. He's the handsome one. And this will get all cleaned up and beautiful. And next time I make a video, it'll be all pretty out here for you. Say goodbye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.